What's good, YouTube? Load the Matrix. Just bringing you another commentary. I don't really post on the weekend because I don't be near my laptop and stuff to record or even get a commentary out. So bring you this on a Tuesday, and I'm gonna just talk about this gameplay real quick. Some hybrid. I haven't played this in a while, and still like the game and all, but playing on the same two, three maps. Yeah, the same three maps over and over. It gets kind of boring. And I played the shit out of that game, so I'm gonna just take a break. I got a lot of gameplay recorded too, so I don't gotta worry about that. And this is basically two gameplays I got off a hybrid. I looked at one, and the other one I just put up there. It said 19 and 2, I think, so I just wanted to throw that in there. I don't even know, like, it must be good, but I don't know how boring it is if I was camping or whatnot. So enjoy the gameplay because I think it's pretty good and I'm pretty beastie at it. And I want to just talk about a subject on people that hate on multiplayer, or just the aspect of multiplayer people versus the single player people. And I am a 90s baby. I grew up on PS1, PS2. I played some Sega, Super Nintendo, and all that too, but I grew up mostly on 64 and PS2. And PS2 has one of the greatest lineup of games ever, so I think you can understand what I'm going with. I like single player. I like my games that have a deep storyline and innovative gameplay. And going into the generation of consoles, you don't really get a lot of innovation, but we have evolved gameplay wise with graphics and robust multiplayer and just a different way of playing games now. We do have a lot of dirty games that are not even worth $40 in my opinion. But if you really look hard, you'll find games that are really good this generation that really could blow you away. For example, like Assassin's Creed 2 or Dead Space 1 and 2, Uncharted, Gears of War. Those have really good single player campaigns. Even if you don't think Gears of War has a good single player campaign, it's a decent campaign. So when I go on comments, YouTube, and see these comments about a game coming out that's new for like a trilogy or a reboot or something, like for example Max Payne, or a game known just for single player, amazing single player campaign like Uncharted, you have people saying, why are they throwing multiplayer in here? They're gonna just ruin the game. And in fact, most of the time, these dudes are wrong. Like we get games like Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto 4, which like the single player campaign is great. They're lengthy, they're pretty amazing, and you also get that bonus of having multiplayer on that. For your enjoyment, to keep you playing, that longevity, which I don't see nothing wrong with that. As long as you could balance out your single player and a good multiplayer, then I'm all for it. I don't want to pay $60 for a game that has about an 8-hour campaign, and the experience is not all that good, has a good story, and then I'm done with it, and there's nothing to really do after. And I just really feel like people really don't understand how much multiplayer does for a video game when it's done right. You have games that's not really done right. Dead Space 2, amazing campaign, but the co-op was just, the multiplayer was just kind of boring. It wasn't nothing good about it. But at the end of the day, you still got that single player. No reason for you to complain about it when you probably didn't care about the multiplayer to begin with. So what's the point of bitching and moaning? And I'm coming up with the subject because I was on a video when this dude was talking about, if you buying Max Payne 3 just for the multiplayer, you're stupid. Why? It's a preference of games. The gamer, I feel like people discriminate against a gamer if he just likes multiplayer. There's nothing wrong with that. For one, like, I'm buying Max Payne 3 for the single player. But once I'm done with that single player, I'm glad I know I have something else to play. You feel what I'm saying? Most people won't agree with me. I already know. Some people will agree with me. It's just split down like a line right through the middle. Maybe not even straight line, because more people will lean towards just single player. But if these developers can manage to balance that out, there's nothing wrong with it. If I had it my way, I would have multiplayer or at least a co-op in every game. Every game. I love Portal 2. But after I was done with the game, there was nothing else to do. I enjoyed the experience, but these generation consoles that we have, these games are not that good. You know, like it's like a needle in a haystack to find a really good game. The last game I played that I only had single play that I played the shit out of was Bayonetta. I played that like 4 times and I couldn't stop playing. You know, and I didn't really need a multiplayer. But if someone asked me, "Yo, do you want multiplayer for this?" I'm like, "Sure." If they could get it done right, why not? I can't complain about that. You know, I just don't. I feel like you shouldn't hate the player for the way he likes the game. Multiplayer is a good aspect for this generation and going on to the next generation. If they don't really take away anything from a game. Some developers know how to make really good games. What I'm basically saying is, even if these developers made tacked on multiplayer and took away from the single player, I'm pretty sure if that game is still shitty, it's gonna be shitty regardless. You know, um, they make games just single player, and these games are just really still bad. These developers just don't have the mindset anymore to make these type of video games anymore, which is just kind of sad. Uh, so yeah, I love last generation games. I love the games that we had back in the day. Just had more, but I'm having fun with what I got. I don't complain about Rockstar putting on multiplayer. I don't say these guys are trying to cash in on the multiplayer people. You know, that at the end of the day, maybe they are, but what's wrong with that? You know, at least someone might see Max Payne 3 and say, "Oh, I don't want this game," but see the multiplayer and say, "Oh, I love multiplayer. This looks fun. I'm gonna pay my $60 and go buy that." So, and then they might play the single player, and I'm pretty sure the single player will be good. They still gonna enjoy it, and then they enjoy the single player, and then go into multiplayer and have fun. If you really buy Max Payne 3 and you get in for the single player, and you're not gonna touch the multiplayer, or even give it a try because the hate is just so strong for you that you really don't want to play it, then you're stupid. That's how I feel. Um, I wanted to do a response video to that guy, but I don't think I will. I don't really want to start none. This is mostly just my opinion about the whole thing. So don't like I said, don't hate the player. Hate the developers that make shitty ass games that can't balance these things, these elements in the video game, campaign and multiplayer. Like I said, every game should at least have a co-op, and I'm gonna stand by that. You know, give me a fucking good game and I'm happy. But I just want to touch on that. Time's running out. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay. My little rant real quick. You know, just talking bullshit and peace.